Hi, this is Lachlan Rockmore. I am the co-host of The Will Spill with my husband, Pierre Rockmore, and you have entered the Mind to Heart segment. And in this segment, we talk about all different types of things that deal with the mind dictating your life, and whatever you think, it manifests in your heart, and that's what exhibits in your life. So the next couple of videos are mainly going to be about finances. If you're interested in understanding more about your finances, building a better relationship with your finances, being committed to your finances, learning how to be committed to your finances, learning how to build your relationship with your finances, well, these videos are for you. So please stay tuned. So now we're going to talk about the first step in building a relationship and being committed to your finances. And that first thing that you have to understand is that your finances are going to take time. If you're not there already, it's going to take time for you to focus on your finances and create a healthier way and healthier habits of how you are to get a greater financial health and well-being, and that is going to take some time. Okay, it's going to take you trying to figure it out and how to change your mentality when it comes to money. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to explore your financial values. What are your values about money? How do you feel about money? What are the first 3 words that pop in your head when you think about money? You know, and just to give you an example of what I'm saying is that the first thing before I got a hold of my finances and understood my finances and the relationship that I have with my finances is that my first thing that I would think about when it comes to money was guilt, comfortable. And it was saving for me. But the first thing for me when talking about money or thinking about money was guilt. And the reason why is what I want you to think of now is often our beliefs and behaviors are tied to how we grew up or how our parents felt about and managed their money, or what scenario happened when you first began to learn about money. Like, how was that scenario to you? Was it painful? Was it pleasure? Was it something that made you feel happy or made you feel depressed or sad? So you have to think about how you grew up sometimes affects how you handle your money today, and so for me, when I said guilt, is that when and growing up, I would always, my father was always there. My mom and dad were not married, and my mom had 2 other children. I had an older brother and a younger brother, and when my dad would come over to give me money, he'd come and give me money, he'd come and pick me up, and he was very, very attentive to my needs and what I needed, even though he was not in my household. He was always there. And so with that said, my other siblings, their fathers weren't in their life. And so when my dad would come and bring me money, I would feel guilty. I would feel guilty that I had and that they didn't. And I would want, to share what I had, you know what I'm saying? And so it was more of, I just felt guilty of having things and having having money. And so now how that tied into my adulthood is that if I came in a scenario or situation with friends who didn't have what I had, I would spend my money, just so that I wouldn't feel guilty, or that they would feel the same way that I feel because they have the same thing that I got, which is not a way to live, because you can't go around saving everybody. And that's just the way that I felt. I felt like I had to save everybody. And so the first step into building your finances and to building a healthier financial well-being is to first explore your financial values. How do you see money? How is it tied to you? How is your childhood with money tied into your adulthood of how you handle money? You have to recognize these connections to develop a new financial habit, because sometimes that ties in and it helps you understand your relationship with money more clearly if you know how you're handling money now. So I just encourage you to first evaluate how you feel about money, to think about what are the first 3 words that come into your mind when you think of the word money, and how does your childhood tie into your adulthood when it comes to you managing your money. Okay? So please, I challenge you that. And stay tuned to my next video on regards to reviewing your current financial situation and spending habits. That's going to be the next episode. That's going to be the next step into building a better and healthier relationship when it comes to your finances. I'll see you soon.